For News OK, I'm Dave Morris. Thanks for joining us here in the Opupco studios for Rick and Nick's Look Ahead. The big stories this week for the Oklahoman that they're working on. Rick Green, Nick Tragakis, local editors for the Oklahoman. And the big stories this week include the Legislature, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Festival of the Arts. Fellas, thanks for your time. I certainly appreciate that.
Sure.
And again, it is deadline week at the Oklahoma Legislature. And what sort of coverage, Rick, do we have planned?
Well, Thursday is their deadline for passing out bills that have passed one chamber. So if the House passed a bill, now the Senate gets to vote on it and vice versa. Some big things that are still in play is an open carry bill, where this would give people the right, those who have permits to carry guns already, now they'd be able to openly carry them in public. That's one of the things that's being considered.
We also have personal income tax as well. Is that correct?
That's been a hot button issue. Democrats and Republicans going back and forth on that. We'll know, come Thursday night, the legislature is going to put in some late nights, probably each night this week. Come Thursday night, we're going to know kind of what's a go and what's shelved either for good or going to have to wait to come back up again next year.
They started off on those income tax reduction measures with some bold plans, and it looks like they're bumping up against the reality of trying to fund core services. So some of those plans have been cut back, but they're still trying to get something done.
And of course, we have our guys out at the Capitol all week long. That'll be Michael McNutt and is it Megan is out there with him as well?
Megan Rowland's out there as well, yeah. And you can, our readers can expect coverage each day as the bills move along here in the process.
And of course, on News OK from the video side of things, Michael McNutt will be joined by our friend Owen Canfield, as he is every Friday for the Capitol Debrief.
Hi, I'm Owen Canfield with the opinion page of the Oklahoman. Here to talk about life at the Capitol with Mike McNutt, our chief Capitol correspondent. Mike, thank you for being here.
You bet.
I grabbed today's Friday paper, top couple of stories that made the news.
Moving on to the second story this week, and perhaps the bigger story, around water coolers everywhere, the Oklahoma City Thunder begins its NBA playoff run as early as Saturday. We'll find out later this week whether they start on Saturday or Sunday, and that opponent to be determined. But you guys will have all sorts of coverage as well.
We will, and it could either be Denver or Dallas, likely opponents. Not sure yet whether it's going to be Saturday or Sunday.
Blocked by Bynum. Bynum's third in the NBA in shot blocking. Artest drives and finishes. And the Laker crowd fired up. And a shot as Harden goes down.
And World Peace elbowed him.
Oh no. Ron Artest squaring off with Serge Ibaka.
A lot of things up in the air right now with James Harden taking an elbow to the head yesterday. What's his status going to be? When will he be able to recover from a potential concussion? A lot of unanswered questions right now on that.
We're going to be seeing a lot of nice crowds downtown, a lot of big games. And I can even segue for you into our next topic here when we're talking about crowds downtown. The big thing coming up now is Festival of the Arts this week.
And I noticed the Oklahoman Steve Blackmar on his blog, OKCCentral.com, was talking about, in the past, guys, Festival of the Arts was one of the highlight events in Oklahoma City, and we're talking like 20 years ago, but that's not the case anymore. There's a whole lot going on in Oklahoma City, but it's still one of those highlights of the year.
They really improved the look of it down there. The Myriad Gardens has been vastly improved. This is a festival that's been going on since 1967, where they bring in dozens and dozens of artists, visual artists, and performing artists. It's something to see for sure.
It's good for all ages. They have youth art areas there, and obviously up to people who are serious buyers can go there and pick up pieces for their collections and stuff like that.
We're not talking food buyers either. We're talking like art collector buyers, right?
Well, they do have food too.
They do have food.
We're going to have Dave Cathy, the food dude, is going to be out there one day this week checking out the food scene. And in fact, we're going to have a reporter there each day reporting on what's going on and letting readers know what to expect out there.
Well, let me ask you guys a question about that, because you are the guys to ask about this, is when you have an event, this runs Tuesday through Sunday in Oklahoma City, how does the Oklahoman decide who's covering what?
Just sort of look at, take the resources on hand, think about how valuable the information is to the public. And in something like this, where it's a huge event drawing thousands of people in there, it's something that you think, okay, we definitely want to have coverage, each day out there. Wouldn't you agree?
Nick is actually setting up coverage on a daily basis out there.
So we can blame him for this.
But yes,
okay.
both stories and art, and the aspects of it are just manifest what you can do out there. And the food, it's not just elephant ears we're talking. It's good stuff. It's fish tacos. It's some of the best restaurants in town have little operations out there.
I think the Strawberries Newport is like the
It's the
perennial
staple,
favorite out
yes.
there, right?
Well, you can probably catch me lurking out there as well. All right, this has been Rick and Nick's weekly update. And we try to do this every week, early in the week and later in the week, to preview some of the stories that'll be in the Oklahoman this week, and perhaps even dig in a little bit deeper into how stories are decided and some of the issues that we're covering here at OPUBCO. So that'll do it for this edition, guys. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.